Dear students, welcome back in the fourth video of week 2, and this moment we are proceeding to research writing. Dear students, in the last video we learned about the media writing as the most influential writing about the current lives and issues about our own interest. Media writing is subjective and objective, mean sometimes we have to express the specific events without mingling or without mixing our own commentary or opinion. But most of the media writing is subjective, in which the person can express, and they do express, their own opinions, like in editorials, columns, blogs, tweets. And in the current era, there is a new warfare. Hybrid war or the media warfare is a common term used because media is controlling the minds of the people, utilizing different techniques and all that. This is research topic, research writing, and you'll be amazed that be it is academia, be it is media, whatever we express, research has its own status and importance. Well, what is the definition of research? And then we'll pursue that why research is important. Definition reads: research is defined as a careful consideration of study regarding a particular concern or problem using scientific methods. It is inductive, in which the events are observed, and it also is deductive, in which they verify the observed events. These are the two difficult terms. Anyway, first learn about in the simple way. Research is exploring some issue, problem, giving solution of some problem, applying some scientific subject matter, procedures, and upon the purity, dedication, and the utilization of proper manner, those results are valid, and that research helps out the people finding their solution. In simple life, we can say research is a process, scientific method of finding solutions to our lives. Dear students, whatever thing you see and think about, for example, a mobile phone, a tube light, an engine, television, internet, do you think they all came instantly as a reverie? Had some person imagined, and in imagination some person came and he handed over all these concepts, methods, and tools, and the other day the person made some engine, some model? Not. These all, the development happening or taking place in every field, actually are the results of research, investigations, experiments of the different scientists, technicians, and researchers. Remember that knowledge develops with the research, and where research is not made, not new, nothing new can be handed over to the world. Fine. For example, all the hardware of computers which people used to have in last 2 decades, I mean 20 years ago, what the hardware of the computer was used is not in use now. People have very advanced hardware and equipment. Fine. The softwares people used to have in the old times, for example, 20-25 years ago, people who had learned simply MS Word, Office, and PowerPoint and others, they were considered to be very intellectual and highly talented, highly qualified. But now everyone can, I mean, most of the people can play these applications easily. And that is simply just as a fun. The world have moved far beyond these common gadgets. Now the little boys are programming, writing programs and protocols for the various devices, and they are earning money and they are building up applications. All is the result of the research. Fine. Research, before we move to the types of research, what is the process of the research? The very first thing is identify potential and new customers. That why we do research. These lines are in perspective to the business. That, for example, some company is selling computer gadgets and they want to expand their business. Therefore, a research is made, on ground research is made. Find different kind of group discussions are conducted, experts are invited, interviews are made, surveys are made, clear, and then they decide that what policy should be opted. Understand existing customers, we can say, understand the nature of existing customers. For example, you find, let's for example, when you go to some restaurant and after you have had your meal or food, they hand over you a booklet in which different fields are given that tell the quality of food, service, good, very good, are you satisfied, not satisfied, what do you suggest, what you like the most, what you dislike the most. And often people write their name, give the contact number. This is a kind of survey to understand, to evaluate the needs of their customers. Clear? And it is a simple step to research. Well, for research, set pragmatic goals. That a researcher must have a logical, practicable, and useful targets to have from the research. For example, what medicine people should use in the COVID, or how the people may be saved from dengue using different kind of tools. It can be a research topic, and the pragmatism means the logic and the usefulness is that this is really a problem and everyone needs to have solutions. Everyone is afraid of and you find many of your friends, maybe one or two, unfortunately, of your family members are have fallen in prey to these uh, diseases or issues, health issues. Fine. So it is pragmatic. That what is logical output and significant of this research, rather than talking about how the people of Monjadoro, what type of herb the people of Monjadoro use in their breakfast. This is an outdated topic, and no person is concerned about the types of herbs and food people used to have 1,000 years ago in this part of the world. Rather than people are interested in knowing about what type of herb and food supplement may prevent them against the viral infections. Clear? Develop productive market strategies. You have found that companies, business organizations, their prime target is to gain the market. Market mean to attract the customer, to exceed their revenue. Clear? To build their repute. Fine. All these things happen based on research. The business expert, the owners of the companies, psychologists, people related to human and behavioral sciences, industrial psychology, they take part in such types of research, and they share their invaluable findings and experience. On the basis of those suggestions and recommendations, a company prepares the plan to win the more customers. Address the business challenge. Another thing is that research helps a businessman to check or to control the business challenge. Like in the current times, inflation is a very common. The rates of the products are uncertain. In this very situation, a businessman suffers a lot, and he has to manage his products, satisfy the customers, and to maintain the sales and purchase. Put together a business expansion plan. Clear? And accordingly, a businessman have to devise a plan, and that plan is not an arrow in the air. Mean it should not be a rootless expedition. Rather, it must be a research based, well integrated, and logical, pragmatic plan that may ensure productivity and better income. And next is identify new business opportunities. So, research provides you all these fruits, benefits. Well, this discussion in short uh, circled or was capsulated around the business. Rather than research is also, as I expressed in the earlier stage, helps us designing new products, applications, food, medicine, art of living, and much more. And from economical point of view, America, France, Germany, they all are intellectual based economies. Intellectual based economies means that the economy of these countries is linked with latest applications, models, engines, equipments, automobile, medicine, and much more. And how they are doing and developing every day a new product and bringing into the market is all based on research. R&D, research and development, are the two main sections, and they are the crown of the sections of all departments. Well, students, I'm sure that you have learned a brief about the significance of research. Now proceed to the next slide. Characteristics of research writing. Characteristics I have already explained in a length are called qualities, traits, or the notable points are called characteristics. Systematic approach to capture accurate data. That research is not illogical, rather, it is quite discrete and systematic to capture the accurate data. This data capturing is the major thing. For example, if some person or if some medicine company or pharmaceutical company is making a medicine for the dengue control, they must explore first what the medicine and then make use that medicine on the first they use in animals, from they use in the human being in severe cases, then they uh, observe them, note their uh, change or conditions. For example, they check their heartbeat, temperature, headache, blood circulation, uh, and other medical or physiological happening. And then they keep a log. And when finally, if a person recovers by using that medicine or that technique, is that this medicine is effective to this much. And on the other way, if the results are not according to the choice, and by using that medicine, the situation of the subject or the patient went worst, then it means that medicine is not appropriate and people should not use that. Clear? I'm simply clearing it is a systematic approach. We cannot miss any section of the research methodology and theory. Practice ethics and code of conduct. While making observations or drawing conclusions, that a researcher must be ethical. Ethical research ethics include that the information, data, case studies, experiment findings, they should be noted honestly and expressed explicitly. There should not be any fact hidden. Otherwise, if the hidden fact, inappropriate expressions, or fake data is the based, then the results will be wrong. And on the basis of the results, if a company makes an application, they construct an engine, they make medicine, that won't be effective. And most of the cases, if the researcher is unable to settle the goals, they miss the procedure, hide the data intentionally or unintentionally, then severe consequences they have to face. For this, you can log on internet and find out the loopholes, the ethical loopholes in the research and the consequences you will come across numerous examples and cases. Next is the analysis is based on logical reasoning and involves both inductive and deductive methods. Logical reasoning is very important. When the data is collected and problem is identified, then we have to find out the differences and issues. That is called logical reasoning. Clear? Sometime it is inductive and sometime it is deductive. In the inductive cases, the researcher starts the research from identification of a problem, and then the problem, the actual issues happening in the life, then intelligent solution, that is called hypothesis, and then upon that hypothesis they apply the research tools and methodologies, and this is all. And in all this process, people need logical reasoning. Real-time data and knowledge. Real-time data and knowledge is derived from actual observation in the natural settings. Well, there are different types of subjects. Some are called pure sciences and some are called natural sciences. So the biology, environment, fine, human health, they are included in the natural sciences, and the people have to observe the natural observations. And then, for example, currently Pakistan experienced a very deadly flood in Balochistan, KPK, and southern Punjab, and some areas of, and the most of the areas of Sindh perhaps. Well, and there, for example, after the flood, people often undergo different diseases. Clear? Now, what type of diseases? It is scabies, it is eczema, kharesh, or whatever the diseases, skin diseases are emerging in the people. The scientist or the biologist or the doctors would take the sample, analyze the situation, and then will come to a conclusion on the basis of the real-time data. And there is an in-depth analysis of the data collected. And an expert can explore or critically evaluate the data and the hidden reasons. Furthermore, dear students, it creates a path for generating new questions. Existing data help create more research opportunities. This is some complex thing that, remember, research never stops. Something when approved is approved or disapproved, it gives birth to other hypotheses. And this is how the questions emerge. For example, by exploring the reasons of skin diseases, they come to know about that water impurities are the result of the skin diseases or allergy. Then a new question has arisen, that what type of water is this? What is the worst attributes in the water? How the water got polluted? Was it already in the depth, or there is some contamination? you find that once something has emerged and substantiated, it gives birth to the new questions. It is analytical and uses all the available data. Fine. Another format is that research is always analytical. Analysis is one of the major section that once something is found, whether it is accurate, inaccurate, logical, illogical, relevant or irrelevant. Accuracy, information must be accurate and correct. For example, laboratories provide a controlled environment to collect data. Accuracy is measured in the instrument used, the calibrations of instruments or tools, and experiments' final result. Well, it is quite a technical example. That, for example, whether how these health laboratories decide whether some person is ill or not. And you found in some news, films, is a common situation that a person went to a doctor and gave the test sample of blood or urine or whatsoever. Other day, when he received the results and it was revealed to him that he has a cancer, he's shocked, and he discusses the other doctor, and the other doctor examines and says that there is no symptom of the cancer. Well, he approached the laboratory, and the manager came with the excuse or pretext, sorry, we are quite sorry, you had to undergo, actually your blood sample was swapped with some other. Clear? So just think about it, that if the samples, blood samples or other skin samples are not taken properly, if the results are not maintained, if the equipment, tools, and other things are not up to date, then the results won't come appropriate, and the more confusion will be develop. It's a very common example I've just uh, come to my mind, that when COVID-19 COVID-19 spread rapidly in the country, government started making examination and developed different stage or labs for the people. In the beginning, it was quite expensive. Often the people, when they got test in a certain laboratory, they diagnosed corona or COVID, whereas the other laboratory they didn't diagnose and they diagnosed something other. People came in confusion, and the results showed that there may be some inaccuracy in collecting the sample. And so, dear students, I'm sure that we have a very brief discussion about the characteristics of research writing, that it should be systematic. The researcher must follow the ethical rules in terms of collecting data. He must be logical, should have the best analytical skills, and the tools, equipment they are using for data collection or result generation must be appropriate. Thank you very much